And my special guest today, and a San Diego neighbor practically, because he's in San Diego as well. I'm right near Coles Mountain. If anybody's in the area, they know where that is. This is Branden Cobb, and I wanted him to come on. He's got a special guest today. He's got an MBA, he's Chief Marketing Officer and a professor. And what he does is to market strategies to more innovation and also with insights to grab customers' attention. So I wanted to get him on the show today. Thanks, Branden, for taking out some time for your busy schedule. How are you today? And tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Mick. I really appreciate it. So, my background, I mean, I started in content, specific video content, especially
Okay.
focus, but then I took on a variety of marketing jobs through that and later kind of switched to being a generalist. And before this interview, I was trying to think about like, when did I switch to being more a generalist in marketing? And I think it was when I took the MBA. Because that just taught you such well-rounded business knowledge that it allowed me to know how to manage all the different creative specialists, strategy specialists, pricing specialists, product specialists, etc. So,
Well, that kind of implies a question that came to mind then. So, what have you seen in terms of changes in the marketplace that got you to think along the way that you are thinking currently then?
yeah, well, I mean, I think certainly there's been the boom of digital since I've joined the marketing profession. You know, hyper targeting, geofencing,
Mm,
retargeting.
right.
All of that digital focus has been something where I've started to see a lot of companies and marketers and marketing departments sometimes solely focus their efforts on digital. And I know your show is Doctor of Digital, so you probably hear all kinds of stories on that.
We
What I'll
do.
say is, I'm still a fan. So I love all the tools that are available with digital, and maybe here later we can go into some of the possibilities with attribution of that. But I also still like to take a integrated and omni-channel marketing approach, a
Okay.
seamless approach across all channels, and just have all the different channels online and offline, and traditional marketing versus some of these newer trends co-mingling together and working in sync. So.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then could you identify, because some of the things that you've mentioned may or may not be the big areas that people should be looking at, but can you identify some of the hot growth areas in marketing currently, and what is your opinion there?
Well, certainly AI is very interesting.
Okay.
I had just suggested to a firm I was consulting with, a real estate company, that possibly they look at a platform, Bolsteroo,
Mm,
Bolsteroo. It's an AI platform that is so with all this talk with Chat GPT and everything, there's
right.
they allow the creation of blogs through it, similar as you could probably use ChatGPT, but they also allow the creation of AI images
Mm,
and social media scheduling. So some of those tools that you've seen, like the Hootsuite and Buffer and that kind of thing, this is a mix of AI and those scheduling tools together. And so if you're trying to uh, have basically AI both creating the post and scheduling the post. I imagine there's going to be a lot of different options that are coming out there. So
mhm.
AI is very interesting. But besides that, I think probably the advances to attribution and the need for proving return on investment. So, I think in the digital space, it is naturally easier to attribute a certain channel to what the result is. Uh, and so
Okay.
that's a big benefit. I think we still have a long way to go for when you've got multi channels working together, even if they're all digital, how that
Mm,
synergy builds. And if you pull one uh, approach out, what that does to the total revenue that you're working to create, or if you put an extra one back in, what does that do? So understanding the multi touches, but then also return on investment. I think more and more, and especially as we go into a tight economy, the need for not just spending to spend, but the need for proving return on investment is going to be more and more important if it's not already.
All right. So we've talked about some changes. We've talked about some of the hot areas. Let's say you're a typical business owner and they're listening. And what would you recommend that a business owner or a business leader should be thinking of now in terms of the changes that have taken place and some of the hot topics or the things that we are currently? What should a company owner be looking at in terms of marketing these days?
Yeah, I think picking a marketer that is a truly a all four P's of marketing marketer. So somebody
Mm.
that isn't just looking at the promotional side. I mean, I think so many people think of marketing as the promotional P, but in academics and stuff, they teach the four P's of marketing:
Right.
product, price, place, promotion. And so, if you don't have the right product that you're segmenting and trying to have a competitive advantage and distinguish yourself against the competitors, that's going to be either an advantage or a disadvantage for you. The prices are so sensitive, even on digital. That's when people are buying things on e-commerce, a little change in price could make such a difference. And then also, and then choosing where you're choosing to place it, and the promotion, and that's all the traditional channels, digital channels, and traditional channels. But with that, I think somebody that understands all of it, having, in my opinion, somebody that is a generalist, kind of, who can put together all those specialist pieces, is going to enable you to have a successful marketing run with your company.
Mm. So, if you've advised a business owner to think about these things, and then what would you say is your differentiating factor? I mean, what is your expertise when it comes down to picking a marketer? Because we know it's a competitive space. There are a lot of people out there. So, what do you offer, and would you say if a person was considering working with you?
Yeah, I think the fact I can help them with all stages of their business.
All right.
So, I've worked with startups, I've worked with
Mm.
companies that are 5,000 people companies, I've worked with anywhere in between there too. So, every stage of the business takes a slightly different marketing approach. And what you have to focus on, from a very early stage startup to a company that's more advanced. So, I think I could come in and help companies uh, grow their initial profit, or and set initial infrastructure and consultation. I've been working on that most of the last year, or otherwise, I could come into an organization where it is well established and just keep the course and maintain it, and keep it moving forward. So.
Mm. I see. So you really have kind of a diverse portfolio, different sizes, different ways, omni-channel. I mean, there's a number of factors that a person would say, if I'm looking for a marketer, why I would be giving you a call. So if the person has listened now and they've heard about your expertise and they've heard what you can do, how would you suggest they get a hold of you? What are some of the key points and key ways that they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, well, feel free to look me up on LinkedIn. You can see all of my background there. You can also reach out to me through a message on LinkedIn. My name is, again, notice, spelled
Yes.
Branden with the Cobb. And so then, or you can reach out to me by email at Branden, Branden, at marketingexec.us. And I'll look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate your time and taking some time out and telling us a little bit about your background and what it is that you can do. If a person has listened through the episode, we'd like you to listen to the very end. And if you have, just get in touch with me. We do some free website analysis to give you some sense of how you can improve your website. So, Brandon, thank you very much for taking some time out today. I appreciate your time and appreciate you having to chat today.
Thank you for having me on, Mick. Really appreciate it. Thank you,
Y-
guys.
You bet. Take care. Until next time, this is the Doctor of Digital signing out. Until next time, Deus Volt.